Oh, dreamers, welcome to episode 68 of Daydreaming. Pow, 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 pow. Anyways, guys, alright, so what we do on our second episode of the week is that we look forward to what we are trying to do with the dream stream and anything content related and anything just positive vibes oriented. And so one of the things I want to tell you guys about this week, which is I think is going to be kind of exciting, is that we're going to do a bonus stream super late tonight, like super early in the morning on Friday. What I'm going to do is a Link's Awakening speed run. I might do 2 of them in a row. I'm still considering how much sleep I'm going to want going into it, because I'm probably going to take a nap and everything before doing it super late tonight. I'm thinking about starting around midnight or so. Maybe starting around like 12:30, 1 o'clock, roughly around there. And then, like I said, doing probably 2 total runs before calling it a night, and then rolling into our normal day. Which then, obviously, our normal day will be Retro Fridays, and that will be good old Earthbound Part 3, which I don't think we're going to beat the game. Based off of how many sanctuaries we still need to get to, I think we've only completed 3 so far, if I remember correctly. The 4th one should be right around the corner, based off of what it seems like the length of the game seems to be going on how far for each section. So I assume once we complete Friday night's stream, we'll probably still have one more full stream, even maybe a little bit of overtime necessary to get through the entirety of Earthbound. And then after that, I'm probably considering doing another Zombies Ate by Neighbors stream after completing Earthbound, before we roll on into another one, give you guys an opportunity to vote for the next Retro Friday game that we will play from a list of the games that I will give you guys. Remember, we do that on Twitter, so you guys might be following me, on here, Twitch, Instagram, but Twitter is where the polls are held, so hopefully you guys get an opportunity to put your vote in and voice your opinion of what you would like to see on Retro Fridays. Saturday, good old Steam Saturdays, I'm trying to figure out what I want to do. I also recently bought Darkest Dungeon. I've wanted to play it for so long, for so long, but just haven't gotten around to it. The Steam sale had the game extremely cheap, in my opinion, based off of how much playability it seems like it has. And cause I watch Darkest Dungeon streams a lot. I probably watched somewhere around 50 or 60 hours of Darkest Dungeon streams, and I know I'm still going to struggle with it because I haven't played the game myself. I don't know what all those things means that everyone's saying. Even though I know they're doing a great job of explaining and being detailed oriented, it's always different for me until I start doing it, and then when I start hearing and seeing what everyone's doing, then it makes sense. That's just how I learn. And so I'm trying to figure out if I want to play that game, if we want to do Enter the Gungeon again, if we want to do Dead Cells. I mean, I love all of these games, and it feels like there's never enough time for each one of the games, right? So yeah, guys, we'll figure that one out as we get closer to Steam Saturdays. I also heard you guys clamoring a little bit for Scare Me Saturdays. Again, if you guys are really excited about having Scare Me Saturdays back, keep letting me know. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, get that positive vibes, those energies to bring it back, because for me, Scare Me Saturdays is about you guys. The reason I ever started Scare Me Saturdays was for you, the viewers, to have more of an interactive way of reaching out, and maybe, again, yeah, so what if it's scaring me? I set that up for you guys to have that fun with it, right? However, though, I don't play the scary games for the sake of my fun. When I'm purchasing said game, or if I'm lucky enough to get maybe a free key based off of interacting with some of the developers or anything like that, I'm doing it for your guys' enjoyment, because I don't like scary games. I don't really care for them. So some have really good gameplay mechanics, others don't. Other ones are pretty straightforward and simple to follow, but it's there's no replay value in it to me, and thus that's why, to me, I'm not a major fan of that kind of stuff, but that doesn't mean it doesn't do its intended job, right? Its intended job is to scare me or scare you or both of us, right? And so, guys, if you are really excited about Scare Me Saturdays coming back, keep bringing that mojo. And then once we do bring it back, show on up. You know, the reason I started to get away from it is I felt like the viewership started to decline a lot for it. Like people weren't enjoying it, and so if people weren't enjoying it, how am I supposed to enjoy it in regards to the Scare Me Saturdays? You know, because to me, like I said, it's not. Scary games are, they're scary games. There's only so much of scary games I can handle. Like, like I don't know, maybe people like to scare themselves 24/7. That's just not my style. Whatever. You have your style. I got my style. That's what it is. All right, though. Let's transition. No transition? All right, no transition. So, speedrun Sundays. I already talked about it yesterday, how we actually did it. We got the three-peat. And I now just realized the fan's on, so the fan is going to be so loud and annoying. Yay for the unedited stuff, right? Okay, so with Scare Me Saturdays, not Scare Me Saturdays, Speedrun Sundays. Okay, Speedrun Sundays. We triple PB last week. Let's triple PB again this week. So we'll see though, because we're gonna be doing the Link's Awakening bonus runs on tonight. Thus, I'm curious. Yeah, we'll still do Link's Awakening. I'm pretty sure on Sunday to start out the Speedrun Sundays, and then roll on into Contra, and then roll on into Mega Man 2 again. Yeah. Hell yeah. Let's do it, guys. Let's do it, dreamers. Come on. Yeah. And then Monday, we'll have Mix It Up Mondays, which again, we can peruse through the different games. I have yet to play like a retro game on Mix It Up Mondays, but we could do that too. If you guys were excited for that, we could do that. I'm excited to have DOS Postman back. He says that he wants to make an appearance on this upcoming Monday. So pay attention for that. That'll be the 85th appearance of DOS Postman on the Dream Stream. Wow, that's just amazing. And that'll be exciting. And then finishing off the week will be Time Tuesdays. And you know what we do. We were going to probably run a different category of Contra than we did on Sunday. Again, to keep on getting my skills a little bit better at the game. And then hopefully Mega Man 2, we're going to PB for our second time in the same week. Because I can't remember last time I've double PB'd for Mega Man 2 in the same week. With that being said, though, too, guys, remember, all this gaming and all this broadcast, all this time I have in front of the computer, we all have to make sure to balance it. Get a little bit of time outside. Really 15, 30 minutes, get a little bit of that sun out there. If you're very sun sensitive, and for most people, really, they do have a higher sun sensitivity than they would like to admit, cover up. You just need a little bit of your skin to show to absorb the vitamin D3. Well, sorry, vitamin D. Vitamin D3 is in supplement form. Vitamin D from the sun, so that you're getting those proper nutrients. You don't need to be out there for hours to achieve this. The purpose of vitamin D is not necessarily, it's not to tan your skin. It's for a lot of other purposes. I could go into a long range of details right now, or you guys could also look it up. It's vitamin D. I mean, there's a reason. Okay, we need that as a nutrient source. Otherwise, other things start to happen negatively because of that, such as our hormones. And so make sure to do that. Work out. However you like to work out. Obviously, hopefully you're not like injuring yourself in the process of what you like to do for working out. But again, to each your own. It's just having that balancing act of your activity versus your hobbies and your passions. For me, obviously fitness is a passion, so it kind of works out both ways, that I get to do gaming and fitness, and they're both my passions, but I got to use them to equal each other out. Otherwise, it's very unfortunate the amount of stress the body takes on just by staring at the screen right now. I can feel it. I feel all this extra stress from staring at a screen for too long. These parts of the body absorb light, and they react to it in a specific way, and they become overstimulated. When they become overstimulated, it's too much and causes breakdown, and then it needs time to recover. And sleep is not, sleep is great for you. Sleep is not how you recover. How you recover is proper blood flow. But if you keep on bringing up that inflammation over and over again in a overly repetitive manner, not enough blood flow is going to get there to heal it. So there's other things that you can do uh, proactive ways, and there's also reactive ways. I tell people obviously to be as proactive as possible, even though obviously most people are reactive, and which is good. It's better than just not doing anything at all. But try to think about that ahead of time. You know, make sure you're stretching out your neck, right? You want to hold it for 15 to 30 seconds. And remember, so when you're counting to yourself, you're probably not maintaining a pace of a second over and over and over again for a 30-second period of time. And thus, you might be thinking, oh, I held it for 30 seconds, when really you probably only held it for 19 or 20 seconds. Therefore, if you did it for 15 seconds, you might have only actually held it for 10 or 11 seconds. And that's not really enough time to actually stretch out the muscles, even though you felt the motion, you felt the sensation, and thus you thought you got the result you needed. Because I see a lot of time, people will grab their legs at the gym to stretch out their quads, and it's for like 5 seconds. And I'm like, I hope you know you weren't really doing much of anything there. Just because the worst feeling is that you thought you were doing something to help yourself, but you didn't realize you weren't doing it right to begin with. That's kind of defeating, right? And so pay attention to those little things, right? Like maybe you didn't know you had to hold it for at least 15 seconds to get any kind of a positive result from said stretching. Things that you could also use are like ice. If you're, I'm anti painkillers, right? So and I try to avoid anti-inflammatories that aren't natural. And let's say I use ibuprofen, right? I am going to use, or ibuprofen, excuse me, or Motrin. What the hell? Anyways, you guys know what I'm trying to get at. So these anti-inflammatories that are in pill form, that are like I said, they're not natural. They're synthetics or whatever. Obviously, to be a stronger way of being anti-inflammatory. But the problem is that things like our stomach lining can't keep on taking that without falling apart. It's just fact. And so using other things that are natural sources that, like, what, maybe it costs you, $5 to $10 to buy an ice bag that's going to be a nice secure thing so it doesn't leak all over you. But your ice, well, you put that in your freezer. You already had a freezer, so you just throw a little bit of water in there, frozen, put it in the bag, bam, put it on yourself, bring the inflammation down. Check this out. You bring the inflammation down, fresh blood gets on up into there, and it heals you. Oh, but it's cold. It hurts. Yeah. You know what also hurts? Is when your neck doesn't work right. Yeah. Think about that. Think about not being able to use your neck the right way. Or the way that you want, the way you feel that you've earned for doing X, Y, and Z tasks for your entire life. Yeah, that ice probably isn't that big a deal after you really think about not being able to use your neck the right way or being very immobilized. I see people where this is an issue. Not this, which you should be able to do, or this, or this, or this. But those are just things to pay attention to, dreamers. So when you're out there and you're doing all the things that you love, just remember to have the right kind of balance. Set aside time to go ahead and stretch and take care of your body, because it is going to make a massive difference by spending just a little bit of time. Remember, I'm over the top with it, so I'm making sure to stretch for 15 minutes a day. But let's say you stretch for 2 to 3 minutes a day, you will see a difference, and you will be happier in the long run for it, instead of always finding an excuse why you couldn't do it. Just set aside time, right? Instead of always saying, oh, I'll do it later, I'll do it later. Just go and say, like, you know what? Right now is a good time. I got 5 minutes worth of time. 2 minutes automatically I'm going to put towards stretching. You could do it. 2 minutes, you could, if you hold for 30 seconds, you could stretch 4 different parts of your body in that amount of time. If you're doing it for 15 seconds, you're going to stretch 8 different parts of your body in that amount of time. Way better than not doing it at all. But if you're going to stretch, just one more caveat, one more reminder that matters. If you don't have enough time, let's say you're stretching just one side of your body. If you don't have enough time to stretch the other side of your body, then don't do that stretch. Always stretch both sides of your body evenly, even if it's one at a time. Make sure to stretch evenly, otherwise you will pay the price. You will cause compensations in your muscles. If I cause those compensations in your muscles, you will have long-term ill effects. Anyways, dreamers, another PB run for you guys right over here. Thank you for subscribing right there. And dreamers, I will catch you later tonight on a bonus edition of the Dream Stream.